Yeah. So I was asking,
Yeah,
actually, it's a very different topic, and without wasting any time, I want to understand what actually is
Huh.
five sense activity.
Okay. So let me just, first, if anybody wants to, like pitch in, you can as well answer about this. If not, just let me know what are the five senses. So what are the five senses we have in our body? So generally, so the five senses are your eyes, your ears, your mouth, that is, your taste, and your nose, and then the skin. Usually, this is what we call as the five sensory organs in the body, right? So, these are the five sensory organs. So, what is the work done by these five sensory organs? So, eyes, it is seeing, right? And ears, it is hearing. And when it comes to your mouth, it is what? It is actually your tongue, the taste. Okay? And then nose is your nostrils, your olfactory, the smell. And finally, the touch, which we usually call it as skin, right? The skin is the touch, the feeling, it is the feel. So, what is this five sense activity? Is the question, right? So, the five sense activity which we are talking here is specifically for Garbhasanskar, that is, the pregnant women. So these five organ development happens in the early weeks of pregnancy, and it is very important to be aware of these development in the baby. So why is this activity important? So we need to before we need to start preparing ourselves before the birth itself for the development of the baby. So when it comes to these five sensory organ, it's very important to play with it. When I'm saying play with it, as in, we need to make it more sensible, make it more developed, and make it more sharp. Okay, so what are those things what we usually do in these five sense activity? When it comes to, I'll just give an example. When it comes to your nose, the nostrils, we need to prepare ourselves for the olfactory system, the development of the olfactory system, which is important for the smell. It's very, very important for the smell. Next is our tongue, the taste, right? We need to prepare ourselves for the taste. So it's important to start doing the activities wherein we will develop the taste will be developed very well in the baby, and it is also important further. Okay, next, so the same way we are going to start working on our visual, and we are going to work on our hearing part as well. Okay, so now let's go one by one when it comes to the five sense. Okay, you might ask, how about the touch? What are we going to do with the touch, right? Like the skin. Yes, of course, even that is important. The skin, the feeling is also important. So I think if you're clear about this, then I can go forward. So are you okay with this, Kushbu?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So is there any question or any doubt about this?
No, I don't have a doubt, but I have a question which, I'll ask once we finish about all the five senses.
Okay, sure. So now let's go move around to the first sense. Let's take it as the visual. Why we need to work on the visual and what we can do for the visual. Visual is our eyes, right? So we can do various activities. One such activity is practicing of the Kriya, which I've already, I think, mentioned in the initial stages. Practicing of the Kriya, which is like our Trataka practice, that can also help in the development of the eyesight of the baby. Okay, it's very important to work on the visual as well. Second, There's another thing, what we see is also important. So we always recommend the pregnant women to see something soothing most of the time, like maybe nature or sunlight, or early morning sunlight like vitamin D, and water, like river and all of that. And even at home, it's always better to have soothing pictures or some visuals which are very attracting to her, and to avoid seeing harsh things or avoid watching a lot of phone or laptop or your TV. So it's better to avoid all of that. Next, moving on to the next sense is our hearing, right? So ears, what is hearing? So how does this help you? So hearing is also very important in the development of the baby's ear. Baby's ears are very, very sensitive. So that's a reason, in pregnancy, we say women not to go to a place where there is harsh sound or, listen to harsh music. So that's why, we prefer listening to music like instruments, or so soft music, and like relaxing music again, and to avoid music which has a lot of disturbances and a lot of beats, or noise and all such things. So this again is very important, because like I mentioned, baby's ears are very sensitive, and especially during the development of that, you need to avoid it, because it can have an impact on the hearing system as well. Next, moving on to the nose, the olfactory. So coming to the olfactory activities, like there are a lot of activities in olfactory, the smell, okay? So the smell, what we usually recommend, because we do have a lot of activities during our sessions, but we basically recommend the pregnant women for one particular activity, that is to play with herself, like especially if she is cooking, if she is in the kitchen, take out various, of course, in the kitchen we do have salas, right? So the same way you can take out a lot of items. For example, one such item is coffee powder. Just identify it as a coffee powder or any other powder, okay? And which you can do it yourself, or you can ask your partner to involve in this activity, wherein your partner asks you to find out some particular item by just the smell. So this is also very important to be practiced during the initial stages, because this will help in the development of the olfactory system in the baby, okay? And smell is very important, because especially after this COVID times, a lot of there are a lot of theories that the newborns, or a lot of them are having the issues with the smell because of one's or previous past history of COVID. So next, moving on to the next sense is our taste. Yes, the taste is very important, okay? So that's the reason we keep mentioning pregnant women that please, whatever you eat, it does matter. So be very careful in what you eat, and be very cautious about it as well. So the cravings are different from the taste buds, but yeah, you of course you can have different varieties of taste, like include all of this in your diet, like sweet, sour, then bitter, and then salty. So these are a little spicy. So these are different tastes what you can try, and which will activate your taste bud as well. And also make sure to eat healthy and eat good nutritious food, because this is also very important. Next, coming to the last one is the skin. So it has touch, the feel. You can think, what is a touch? How do we work on this? There are two different ways on working on this. One is the touch, is what you feel. For example, what you wear is also important. always recommend um, pregnant women to go with, different colors, and of course, but a loose cotton, dress most of the time, because it's very important for your skin to breathe. If when you're wearing certain other materials, what happens? Our skin cannot breathe. Okay, the sweating will be, disrupt. So the glands will have a disruption. So it's always better to wear a loose cotton cloth to ensure that our skin has very good breathing. Next is the way of feeling, the actual touch. How? You can do this by, creating a small activity, like, you can just take some, items, like, some items, or, some, things at your house, or you can again involve your partners or anybody at home, your siblings, anyone who can help you out with these items, wherein, you close your eyes and feel that particular object. Okay, feel that object and try to identify the shape of the object. Okay, can be, if at all you have a ball, identify the shape of a ball. It is going to be like a round, or spear, anything like that. Okay, so like that, try to identify different shapes. Shapes are very important for the development of the milestones. It's very important for the milestone development in the baby, and that's why we play with the shapes as well. And that's why it's very important to you start it at the initial stages itself, so that the baby's milestone will be appropriate to the age and it's quicker. So you can try with different shapes as well. Find your own shape. You can find out so many things. You don't have to bring these shapes from outside. You can just pick up, your phone, or pick up your pen drive, and just find out that your pen drive is square or rectangle. Your phone is rectangle in shape. So these are different things which you can get it. So these are the certain examples which I'm giving you about, all the five senses and what you can do and why is it important. So now let's just move on, if at all you have any questions or any doubts.
So Anusha, thank you so much for listing down these the importance of these senses that which we actually live with in everyday life, but we don't realize. So listening to your entire conversation right now, something which reminds me of my grandmother. She always told my sister-in-law that since now you've conceived, see, they related everything to religion, or the visual sites. I don't know how they connected with them, but she used to always say, put a small or a big poster of a Lord Krishna, a laughing baby, a smiling baby, and the moment you wake up in the morning, the first thing your eyes should see is this poster. So were they trying to align our visuals in a better way, rather than giving us entire explanation about how it is important for the womb, for the child? I think it was their way of putting us to okay, just do this.
Yes. Completely. I completely agree to this. It's very important to do it. So you can get various things. It's not just, initially that was the only way of expressing, right? Gods, or, the smiling baby's picture.
Yeah.
But you can do a lot of, activity. This I have learned through my, teaching with, various ways. My students have brought out beautiful pictures, like a sunrise picture, a trees picture, a flower picture, and a lot of pictures which make them like a very good animals picture, because animal is so innocent, right?
Yeah. I think this is what education and logic gives you, right? Initially, people used to blindly follow that smiling baby or Lord Krishna. They were not
exactly
told the reason why. Once you told the reason why, you find out various other ways to
exactly
use that knowledge. And secondly, I had one more last thought which has crossed my mind. I'm going back to Vedic and scriptures and manuscripts today. When you're talking about the sense of hearing, the ears. So am I correct, or you can correct me if I'm wrong here. Like in Mahabharata, it is told that Abhimanyu was taught the entire way to enter the Chakravyu form
It's
of war when
exactly.
his mother was expecting him, and that is he was never
Yes.
taught like what like physically after he was. Is it a way of our scriptures to tell that Garbha Sanskar or these activities or these small things matter a lot? Because we've grown up hearing this concept like since childhood that Abhimanyu learned the formation of Chakravyu in the womb. Like, do you have anything to say? Or because it's just connecting me to
Yes, yes.
traditional things
Yeah,
which we were taught
definitely.
without.
Yeah, exactly. So whatever you're telling is completely right, Kushbu. Yes, the story of Abhimanyu, it is there in the scriptures and it is there in the Garbha Sanskar as well. That whatever the child learns, it is not just after the birth. It starts much before the birth as well, in the mother's womb also as well. Like our previous session, I've mentioned that 80% of the brain's development happens in the mother's womb, and we need to start training. And that's the reason we provide a lot of Bhagavad Gita classes, and we provide a lot of chanting classes. It's very important to listen to all of these because it has a very good positive energy. If not this, at least those instrumental music which has such positive energy on the baby. So it's very important to listen to these scriptures as well. It's not always you have to listen to complete Mahabharata or complete Ramayana. No, most there are so many scriptures. Okay,
Yes,
you
totally.
can
I think
start.
I think
Yes,
all kinds, all these scriptures, all our ancestral stories have a moral to teach us. I think we've forgotten the
exactly.
logic and reasoning behind it. That is why I think this
Yes.
generation is not listening to it. But once we get reasons to it, then we'll understand these things were taught way before. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I think, yes, it's completely true. So, and I also hope that this session gave a little bit of information that, which is going to be helpful to most of them. So, yeah. I think then we can just go with this. Okay, so I hope there are no more questions, and I will be seeing you in the next session. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for watching. For more such videos, do like, share, and subscribe to the First Parents.